Hello and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today I have 3 super cute Valentine's DIYs for you. For this project, I'm going to be using one of these treat sacks. They come two in a bundle, and then one of these boxes. Now, these boxes come in 4 sizes. This is the smallest size. All I'm doing is removing the little ribbon handle that is on the box, and I'm using some foam that I had on hand and just hot gluing it to the bottom of the little box so then when I put my greenery in, there's something to hold on. And then I decided to grab a second piece, and this one is the green floral, and this one's really nice to actually, set everything in. Next, I'm putting the little box inside my little sack, and then what I'm going to do is there are these little triangle kind of corners that are left. I'm going to push them in on the sides, and then I'm just going to use a dollop of hot glue and just hot glue that in place. That way there's nothing sticking out and it's nice and clean. For the front decor, I'm going to be using a little foam heart that you guys see everywhere at the Dollar Tree these days. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a serrated knife. This is very important because this foam stuff, it'll rip and you won't have that perfect little heart. And basically, I'm treating this like soft bread. I'm going nice and easy, and I'm just serrating back and forth so I can have a perfect little heart. Next, I'm going to hot glue my heart to one of the hearts on the actual sack, and you can put it anywhere you want, but I felt like that was the right place for my little foam heart here. A few of you wanted me to show you how to do a mini little bow freehand without using anything, and this is how I do it. Here I'm making my first loop, just one over the other. Then I'm taking some more twine and looping it over the first loop and just pulling it. Now I'm just adjusting both sides, and just you can make it as small or as big as you want. And I'm just making it tight at the point where I feel like the bow is at the size that I need it to be. Let's try this again. I'm making my first loop, then with more twine, I'm looping it around my first loop and just pulling it through while always holding the beginning of the twine. That way I have control of it, and as I said, we can make this as small or as big as you want. And there you go. You have a perfect little bow, so simple to make. And I just did it with my hands. I didn't use anything. It was simple and sweet. And I'll end up cutting that tail a little shorter. But yeah, that's it. I hope this helped you guys. In the comments below, don't forget to let me know if there's anything else you feel like I'm going just a little bit too fast on. I will be happy to show it and explain it just like I did with this little bow so that we can all craft together as a team. Next, I'm just hot gluing the bow to the sparkly little foam heart, and then we're going to move on to further decorations. For the greenery in our box, I'm going to be using these amaranthus bushels, and these come out every spring, and I absolutely love them for the greenery. So they come in different colors, in pink, in white, in purple, as you saw. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove the pretty part, the white, the purple, and I'm only going to be using the greenery. It's plenty on there, and I'm telling you guys, it is so awesome. Here, I'm just measuring how long I want this to be. Then I'm going to be using my wire cutters, and I used up 2 of these bushels for my decor. For For this project, I'm using this love sign from the Dollar Tree. I did save that galvanized heart for future projects. I did not need the full length of the board, so I decided to cut the edge off, and I basically just used the width of the ruler, which is probably 1.5 inch. And I'm just using a box cutter knife to cut it, and I'm telling you, it is so easy. I did not realize how easy it was to cut these boards. So I scored it about 3 times and just popped it off. And then anything that was extra, I decided to just kind of smooth it out. And then of course used a little bit of a sandpaper to smooth it out. Please use caution during this process. Next, I'm grabbing my Folk Art black chalk paint. I'm just going to give the front of the board and the sides one coat of the paint. Next, I'm going to grab this love sign from the Dollar Tree, and the first thing I did was unscrewed the jute cord that was in the back, and now I'm going to give the love sign 2 coats of white paint all over except the back. Now I'm grabbing this mini wreath. I bought this wreath on Amazon and I'll link it down below, but some Dollar Trees right now have these little mini heart wreaths and I was not able to find them in mine. So I'm grabbing the white Rust-Oleum chalk paint once again, and I'm just going to lightly put the paint all over my little wreath. I don't mean to really hide all the wood. It's okay if some is peeking through, but the main color I want it to be white because it is going to go against that black board that we did, and it's going to stand out and really pop. Now I'm going to turn my love sign over, and I want to cover that little heart with these felt hearts from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use one. I'm just laying it over the heart on my love sign, and you pretty much can feel and see where you need to cut, and then cut that felt out, and then just glue it to the back of the sign right over that heart. Now all that's left is to take my sign and hot glue it to the left side of the board. I decided to give the wreath a little greenery on top, so I'm using my leftovers from last spring, and I chose these 2 little greenery pieces, and I'm just going to hot glue them cascading from the center and to the sides. So basically the thicker leaves are going to be on the top and the smaller ones are going to be towards the sides, towards the middle. Now I'm grabbing some of this Just Maker's twine, and I think this is a phenomenal deal at the Dollar Tree. And I'm just grabbing some, making sure I have a tail, then wrapping it around my fingers about 5 times, then once again making sure there is a tail. The next piece I cut off was about 5 inches long, and I'm just going to wrap it around the center of my bow. When I made sure my bow was nice and secured, I'm grabbing those same tails and I'm going to wrap them around the top of the wreath and just tie it in the back. I didn't even use any hot glue to attach this twine ribbon to the wreath. Now I'm grabbing some hot glue and attaching the wreath to the right side of my sign. And that's it, you guys. The sign is done. What do you think? Let me know down below. For this project, I'm using this pretty bucket hashtag jar because it did come with a lid, and I'm going to take the handles off, and where the handles were attached, I'm just using wire cutters to just pinch those little nubbins off. The plastic is fairly soft, so this part was really easy. This bucket is rounded at the bottom, so I'm measuring it where the rounded part ends. It's about 1/2 inch or even less from the bottom and all the way to the top. Next, I'm grabbing 2 envelopes that I had on hand because the envelopes are white and also because the envelopes are a little thicker than the regular paper you would use. And I'm just measuring off the height of the bucket and cutting my envelopes to size. Now I'm grabbing some packing tape and I'm just putting it on both sides of the envelope with the sticky part down because that is the part that's going to go right on the bucket. The bulk of the envelope is going to be in the front, so I did not mind a little bit of tape showing up in the back. Now I'm going to grab the second envelope and repeat everything I did with the first one. And then grabbing some tape and taping it basically to the other envelope on the inside. Now I'm grabbing my beautiful hydrangeas from the Dollar Tree and I'm cutting them to size, about 7 inches for each one of the stems. And then the last 3 stems, I added about 2 inches and put those stems in the middle so it kind of stands up and you have this beautiful bouquet, this kind of like a dome shape form of the hydrangeas. To complete this project, I decided to grab some of this jute cord and I wrapped it around my bucket 3 times and just tied it together with a simple bow, and I thought it brought such elegance and a little bit of farmhouse to this beautiful and super easy project. I hope you enjoyed these Valentine's DIYs. Let me know down below which one was your favorite. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed Dollar Tree DIYs, hauls, and more, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah!